Alright folks, BGACD8, we are back, and welcome back to the Elementalist series. And as you guys can see, the ending of the last chapter is very different from the opening to this one. I don't know, and I apologize, people are making sounds in the background, and I also think this is just... There we go. Anyways, chapter 7 and 9, what fun does the lake have in store? Nothing mentioning the lake, but whatever. From the last chapter. Let's keep going. I apologize. One moment. There we go. Murky waters. Good lord. You know, let's stumble after Alma to the Sunat room. Still weak from your magic's rampage. Alma, what's going on with us? Why couldn't Professor Kantos get a clear rid of our attunements? And why were our powers so out of control that we nearly destroyed the school? I assume you two were already aware, considering it's the result of your refractionary power that released Cain in the first place. As the blood source, I could sense my powers in you from the very beginning. Slow down, you're saying we're attuned to blood? That's not possible. We'd know if we could suddenly use blood magic. Alma raises her hand and locks eyes with you and you feel your magic surge. Oh, cool. We're blood-ats. What the? As you can see, you are blood, attuned. And it's not just blood, you are attuned to all the elements. Dope? Alma's face hardens and she narrows her eyes at you. But you must not, under any circumstances, attempt to use that power until you regain control of your magic. But with our powers fluctuating like this, there's a chance we could use blood magic on accident. Alma, how do we get rid of this? What about my sun attunement? You are still attuned to the sun as well as your secondary attunement, but now you also have a greater control over the other elements. No doubt your personality will remain close to the same, as the refractory energies only change your magical core. Good, the last thing I need is to start acting all cheerful and bubbly. Okay, but then why is all this power causing my sun magic to be out of control? There must be a good way to get a handle on it. Your weak mortal bodies are trying to balance this newfound power. That was impossible since you were unaware it had been unlocked. As a result, your powers have been easily influenced by your emotions or the presence of other strong magical signatures, such as mine. So are we just supposed to wait around and hope we don't blow ourselves up in the meantime? You and Atlas must get in sync. You receive these powers at the same time, through the bond you shared. Your control is inherently tied to each other. This cannot wait until our first scheduled lesson. You have a lot to learn in very little time, and blood magic takes practice. Wait, you didn't just say that we weren't... Didn't you just say that we weren't allowed to use blood magic until we had our powers in control? This is the one exception. As long as I am here, I will be able to steer your powers and keep them stable. Learning osmosis will allow you to counter Cain's ability to steal the breath from your lungs. Steal the breath from your lungs, allowing you to fight him on more fair terms. Cool. Osmosis, isn't that a biology thing? It's the same concept. Here you will need to feel the oxygen in the air and pull it into you through the pores of your body. In the air. Let's see how you do. Alright. Alma raises your hand and you feel your body seize up, unable to breathe. As in breath, but nothing comes, your head swims as your lungs begin to burn. Fill my lungs with air, try to breathe, pulling air through my skin. Feel the oxygen around me and pulling through my pores. Close your eyes and extend your magic around you. You can feel the air surrounding you and you channel it into your skin. Suddenly, you no longer feel like you're choking and you grin. I did it! Cain's got nothing on me. We do not have time for celebration, but I suppose it was an impressive feat for a mortal like you. Whatever. She doesn't realize I'm a demigod, whatever, you know. Spend the next half hour practicing osmosis until both you and Atlas have a handle on it. As you catch your breath, you turn to Alma. Alma, do you think we could take a break? Getting my breath sucked out of me is pretty rough. No breaks. Your magic is highly volatile right now. The sooner we can control it, the better. Oh, come on. When you're in a life or death situation, you don't get to take breaks. It's not like we're in a life or death situation right this second. Maybe we could learn something easier instead, something that doesn't feel like getting killed. About the illusion spell Cain used to make his parade. Those animals were incredibly realistic. I'm sure that could come in handy. absolutely not. Illusionary magic is extremely advanced, not something that should be attempted while your magic is out of control. But if it could help... Now, if you two are quite through, I want to move on to using osmosis to channel oxygen into another person's blood rather than your own. You have to work together to master this, as it requires you to understand the core of a person, what defines them, what they care about. You'll be manipulating the blood in their body, their life force. To do this, you must feel as though their body is yours. Well, that shouldn't be too hard since Atlas and I are twins. We've totally got this. This is one of your simple little lab exercises with Persecontos. This is blood magic. You can't be daydreaming about meeting your mom. Are you still upset about me wanting to know more about our mom? Atlas scowls and doesn't answer you. Let us begin. I'm gonna raise her hand again, and your breath seizes up once more. Atlas clutches his throat beside you. Just have to think of Atlas's core of the bond we share. You extend your magic towards Atlas, thinking of all the good memories you share with him. You feel Atlas's magic surround you, but then it flickers and fades. Your own magic fizzling as a result. You both drop to your knees in exhaustion. Alma ends the spell. What happened? We're almost there. I don't know. Maybe this is impossible for us. Scowl and your magic whirls inside of you, flaring out. Maybe you should stop being so negative. Stop acting like children. Alma raises her hand at Atlas and he drops to his knees. His mouth gaping. Ugh. What are you doing? There are lives at stake. Carely nearly suffocated your teachers. Will you overcome your differences or will you let Atlas die, Kian? Looks at you desperately, his hands scrabbling at his throat as he struggles for air. His eyes start to fill with tears as he weakens and starts to pass out. Master your osmosis to protect Atlas and your friends at the battle to come. Have to save Atlas. What? Why is this a diamond choice? Like, if you don't have enough diamonds for this, or you don't have a mod for it, you just let him die. Whatever. Atlas, determination fills you, your magic springing up to life in your hands. I'll save you. Atlas, your center is looking out for me, understanding people who's refusing to back down. Spent all last year trying to protect me, even before we knew each other. I can't even count the number of times you've saved my life. Now it's time that I've returned the favor. Your magic washes over Atlas and he stops clutching his throat, his eyes going wide. Kian, you really think all that about me? Of course. Best brother a guy could ask for. This trails off, but you catch the hint of a smile on his face. He gives you an approving nod. Good, Kian. At least one of you will be able to keep Kane from immobilizing your friends. Cool. Osmosis Jones. So I can't believe I actually did it. Take that, Kane. Let's see if Atlas can master it. I'll raise her hand at you and your breath leaves you once again. You look at Atlas and he watches you determinedly. Kian, your center is... His magic surrounds you as he trails off. Then you suddenly feel his magic start to fizzle. Your own magic springs up to help, twinning with Atlas, and you stop clutching your throat. Alma waves her hand so you can breathe again. Not exactly what I intended, but a step in the right direction. You turn to Atlas with a grin, only to find him staring at the ground with a scowl on his face. See, you did it. Only because you stepped in and helped. But that's the whole point of this, Atlas. We have to work together or we're going to beat Kane. I should be able to do this on my own, Kian. You were able to do it. Just takes a bit more practice. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. Before you can finish, Atlas storms out of the Senate room. Alma frowns at him. Without you both, there's no reason for us to stay here any longer. Go do whatever mortals do in the free time. With a sigh, you head out of the Sunac classroom. A few minutes later, you're in your common room getting ready for the annual Merfolk party with Shreya. Oh. Today's going to be amazing. A party at the bottom of the lake. I still can't believe it's real. I can't believe Zeph actually managed to get us all invites. It was a very exclusive party after all. Not every student gets to go. Never underestimate Zeph when a bucket list item is on the line. I wish Atlas could come, but he's barely speaking to me, and things didn't go so great when he practiced with Alma. It's as I suspected then. He's been avoiding it himself too. I hope he's doing okay. I think he needs to talk to us time alone. Time alone. Atlas doesn't like sharing his emotions. He just needs some space to process them, and then I'll come back as good as new. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's too bad, though. The party might have helped him get you two on the same page again. Oh, did I just miss the chance to invite him? That's exactly why I wanted him to come. I think I'll just leave him. I think I'll leave him an invitation just in case he changes his mind. That's the spirit, but for now, let's talk about what you're going to wear. I picked up the perfect outfit. Count yourself lucky to have a roommate like me. Merfolk fashion is hard to come by, but they love it when their people embrace their style. Trey grabs a bag full of colorful cloth, the shell accessories, and hands it to you. The shells are from the huge coral city of Pacifica. They're enchanted to give you some impressive swimming skills. And this outfit is sure to catch the eye of that special someone. Wear the merfolk outfit and impress the crowd with your swimming and unlock a special bonus scene. Oh my god, it looked like a god. Alright, time to become a demigod. Damn, the merfolk really know how to dress. And now, thanks to me, so do you. You won't be able to swim 5 feet without a compliment. Shreya gives you a once-over and her eyes light up. We just need one last touch. I know a spell that can give you a completely new hairdo, and I've heard of a rumor that merfolk love rainbows. Snap your fingers and you feel the hair on your head swirl. Don this hairstyle to make waves with the merfolk and all the other partygoers with your fun style. Ooh. Oh, why not? Shreya, looks fantastic. I love it. Thank you, thank you. Please direct all the love and support to my Institute account. Now, after getting ready, you and Shreya head down to the lake and meet up with the rest of your friends. Who's ready to party with some merfolk? I can't believe it's finally happening. It's really here. It's been going on about this for the last hour and a half. I think he might puke from excitement. Well, if he does, please keep him far away from me. I'd rather not have to get any of my legs dry cleaned again. But won't you have to do that anyway if your clothes get all wet from the lake? Shreya claps her hands together and a glimmer of magic travels over each of you. Now our clothing is waterproof. You will thank me later when you aren't dragging sopping wet fabric back to your dorm in the dead of night. I'm pretty sure these clothes are made for the water, but I'm not complaining. I think you look good in anything, but this is so colorful, I can't help but love it. Kian, your hair is sweet. It's like someone dumped Glauco on your head. I don't have a clue what Glauco is, but thanks, Zeph. Come on then, the fun won't start until we're under the water. You and your friends each step into the lake, following after a small crowd of people. As you stand there waiting, something cold brushes your leg. What was that? Feel it again, and it suddenly grabs your ankle and tugs. You nearly lose your footing, flailing in the water? Ah! A figure pops up from this lake surface, his scaly blue skin gleaming in the afternoon sun. He grins at you. You should have seen your face, dude. You're a mermaid, you scared me. You scared me. I'm not gonna question. Just a playful little jest, all in good fun. The name's Siran, and regardless of what Kaleido Carp tell you, my scales shine brighter than the rest of Lake Timpatua, whatever. I was delegated to be your host for this festival, and trust me, I'm a lot more fun than other merfolk you could have gotten. Y'all introduce yourselves. Siran turns to you with a grin and playfully smashes you with his tail. Just give me a moment to help you breathe underwater, then I can show you around. It'd be a shame if you drowned. Hydro breath spell? Thanks for the compliment, but no need. I can do that spell myself. You focus on separating the molecules from the air so that you'll be ready to breathe once you dive under. Though I wish Atlas was here and see me use the spell he taught me. Well. I've never seen that before. A tune using our magic? I'll have to tell Goro about this. She'll flip her fins over it. I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve. I bet you do. I'd like to see more of them sometime. But in the interest of keeping the festival's body count low, I'd better help your friends first. Croons a soft melody, his gentle vibrato of his voice echoing around you, and a bright blue magic cascades over your friends. Follow me. The wonders of the lake await, if you're brave enough for them. Ooh, it's like Atlantis. Fellows surround beneath the water where a beautiful city comes into view. Its rooftops gleam in the crystal blue water, and large bubbles float nearby, growing a variety of colors. Glowing, growing, whatever. Whoa. Welcome to Lake Timpatua. The Siren turns back to you with a grin, eyeing your outfit. Kian, you know you're going to steal the show looking like that. It's almost like you're one of us, minus the legs, of course. I just figured if I was going to hang out with you all, I should look the part. And you even copied my hairstyle. I'm flattered. Now come on, the party awaits. With a flick, his tail, Siran propels himself to the water, and you and your friends follow after. As you join the festivities, elegant colored plants sway the water, and lights twinkle across the ground. A group of students dance in the center, twirling to the music. Is that a disco ball? Yes, some students tossed it into the lake after a crazy party, and we liked it so much we decided to keep it. Breaking away from the dance floor, Worth swims over to you with a grin. Kian, you made it! And you brought Griffin and Zeph, too. There's no way if we were going to miss a party like this. But you've got the whole ensemble going. The hair, the outfit, you're practically merfolk yourself. Enough talking, you two. I can't wait a second longer. I want to show off my moves on that dance floor. So beneath the disco ball, the rest of your friends following. Aren't you coming? Well, all these merfolk are fun. I see them every day. It'd be a shame I didn't get to dance with you. Is this guy hitting on me? You can see my moves. The dance floor, Zeph does a flip and then dives through the water. Griffin and Shreya following his lead. Aster sways gently to the music, Beckett attempting to copy her movements. Siran dances in the center, swishing his tail and spinning. Sway with the water, doing spinning dive, dance with Siran. Sway with the water. I don't know. Why don't we just chill? Join Aster and Beckett at the beat of the music, letting your body move with the water around you. Kian, how on earth did you two learn these traditional dances? And with such excellent form? I'm just following the motion of the ocean, or the lake. This is how we dance back home in the grove. As you dance, the shells in your outfit begin to glow with magic and they guide your body. The plants around you swaying in time with your motions. Your special dance improves your underwater dancing. Underwear dancing. That's it, just follow my lead. Soon everyone on the dance floor is swaying, copying your movements exactly. You slide to the left and they follow suit. As the song comes to an end, you give a final twirl and take a bow as the partygoers break into cheers. Damn, Lich got the whole crowd on his side. As you head off to the dance floor, you bump into Abby and Haley, who are swaying close together. Nice moves out there, Lynch. Your dancing was spectacular. I wish I could move as smoothly through the water as you do. The secret is thinking like a fish. And your outfit is stellar. I can't get over it. You're really channeling the merfolk's looks. I love your hair, too. It's like you've got a rainbow on your head. It makes sense. It makes me want to change up my own look. Some color might be nice. Just then you hear Siran calling you. Kian, if you don't get over here quick, I'll have to set a block dial on you. We'll have to go over to meet up with the rest of your friends. How'd you like to explore Tabatua City? I want to make sure you get all the true merfolk experience. Are we allowed to do that? I thought we were all more secretive about your city. As long as you don't tell any of the hosts, I could get in serious trouble. Unless you're scared. Scared is my old name. But there's no way we miss out on such a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Siran gives you all a wink as he leads you back forward to the city, his party lights fading away. As you approach the edge of the city, you notice that you can see water churning around the rooftops and pouring down the middle like a waterfall. I can't believe I'm actually going to set foot in a merfolk city. Somebody better keep an eye on Beckett. I think he might faint from excitement. Oh no, I'll make sure he doesn't accidentally float to the bottom of the lake. Anyone care for a spin up top? There's nothing quite like letting the water carry you wherever it wants. It's like a lot like some of the slides at a water park. Some days I think all the attuneless get all the fun stuff. You all follow Siran up to the rooftops for the buildings. Water swirls within the basins before dropping down the center. Me first, me first! In other words, Zeph dives into the water, instantly getting swirled around it. He lets out a whoop as he drops right through the hole in the center. Woo! You're up, kid. Show us what you've got. Zeph can do it. If Seth can do it, then so can I. You dive into the water, instantly getting caught in the current. You go spinning along the roof, laughing. As you spin in the water, you feel your magic calling out to you. Should suck in my friends, make a ramp, seal up the hole. Oh, come on, boys. Why don't you all come and join me? You're channeling your magic into the current, racing up so it pulls your friends in the water. You bump into Shreya as she goes swirling past you, and you spot back at sputtering. And you get stuck in with. Not quite the spot treatment I was hoping for, but it'll do. I'm still studying this water's properties. I wasn't ready to join in. You've dropped through the hole in the center of the roof and landed in the middle of the column building, still twirling in place. The party has moved down here. It's while all the cool kids are hanging out. As your friends regroup, Aster approaches you and rests her head on your shoulder. Today's already been so magical being here with you. I can't imagine anything better. Lucky for us, the party is just getting started. You spot Siran peering over the edge of the path's railing, and you swim over to him. What you looking at? Some evil sea monster about to come devour us all? That would be certainly spice the party up, but I'm actually keeping an eye on the Delver jet. Follow his gaze and spot a jet of water shooting up from a crack in the ground all the way up to the lake's surface. It's strong enough to rock you out of the water, but the pressure can mess up our magic on you. But since I can cast my own spell, I'll be just fine. I'm not going to miss the chance to be shot out of a geyser. You have Siran a wave and dive deep into the lake, the city fading from view and the light growing dimmer. Pressure strains your lungs, but you focus on your spell and continue to breathe. Just need to stay focused. Reach the bottom where the geyser shoots a stream of pressured water. You swim into the jet and come rocketing up toward the surface, zooming past your friends and straight out of the lake. Woohoo! And back down. Water, you swim over to your friends with a grin. You're full of surprises. Half the merfolk back at the party wouldn't even attempt that if you were getting hurt. Kian's not afraid of anything. It does have the penchant for risking his life and coming out fine afterward. Most fun comes with that risk. Kian's just living life to the fullest. I don't know how he does it. He must have luck on his side. It looks like so much fun, but I think I might break some of my branches if I try that. I wrote a spell, I'll let you do the deep five. Cool. Thanks, but it was just a one-time thing. I don't want to imagine how bad a belly flop after that would feel. Oh, yeah, that would hurt. Later that night, you take a seat next to Saren in the gazebo as he lounges on a stone bench. I still can't believe this place has been hiding underwater this whole time. It's wonderful. It's certainly pretty, but in my opinion, has nothing on Atlantis. Atlantis? I didn't even know it was real. What ocean is it in? Does the city actually sink? What does it look like? Those are secrets for only merfolk ears, but I will say that Calatin does glow purple and come to life at night. But you didn't hear that from me. Kane, you stepped under the relinco with me. You know what that means. Whipplin chuckles, giving you a sidelong glance. You follow his gaze and notice an orange plant hanging from the archway above you. Not really. Means that now we are honor-bound to fight to the death by any means necessary. Starting right now. Come on, Sir, I'm not that gullible. I haven't seen a single fight all night and people have been in and out of the gazebo. Too bad. I'd find fighting much more exciting than the old tradition of sharing a kiss. Not that most people care about it. Except for young couples using it as an excuse to make out in public. It's all my sisters seem to care about. Maybe we'll get to meet them next year. How's the audition start? What exactly is Berlinko? Whatever. Before we met the Intune, the festival used to be a romantic holiday for couples and strengthens their bonds. What better way to do that than kissing underneath a weird plant? That's why there's a romantic legend to go with it. It tells the two star one from the lake and one from the land. Because of the circumstances, we only see each other for a short while. Sounds like an Attuneless story, I know, except there aren't a bunch of fish singing. During the Relinco bloom, the lovers would wrap each other in it, and one from the lake go on land, and the other from the land go dive deep. In reality, I just think the timing of the festival just happened to coincide with the Relinco bloom, so the two became associated. As Zippus around, he takes a conspicuous look around and grins at you. You know, your outfit makes you look so much like a mermaid. I doubt even the elders would be able to tell the difference from far away. We can escort your friends off to one of our secret reefs and no one would think twice about it. The name secret implies that I'm not supposed to know about it. Breaking the rules is half the fun. Where's your sense of adventure? He winks at you, but you can't help but grin. Well then, what are we waiting for? After finding your friends, you all follow Saran through the water, far past the city to a beautiful reef. As a school of pufferfish dart past you as you go swimming straight through a nearby whirlpool, while giant bubbles float up from the coral. Welcome to the Guppy Garden. Saran, is it true that this is where merfolk children learn how to swim? Three elbows beckon to the side, and Saran laughs. Becca, can you stop being a nerd for 5 seconds and just have some fun? Actually, they're born from the Kelton here, and they spend the first 10 years as polyps inside of it. Becca gapes and digs around his pockets for a pen. Saran laughs, shaking his head. Please don't write that down. I'd never hear the end of it if a lie like that made it to the surface. There's so much going on here, I don't even know where to start. Is the answer obvious? I'm going to get thrown around in that whirlpool. I've heard merfolk's worlds make you see the visions of the future. I think we'll stick to bouncing on the sand bubbles. If you listen closely, you can supposedly hear voices from the past. I want to befriend that school of fish. I bet they've seen every inch of this lake and have wonderful stories to tell. Grip and Saran go up to sand bubbles free, and Zeph leads Beckett toward the pufferfish school. Ooh. Swim in the whirlpool. Bounce to the bubbles. Play with the fish. Anything that gets me closer to Aster. I want to talk with the fish too. Swim over to join Beckett and Aster, who are examining a playful pufferfish. Now it just needs to blow up really big. These are Adoria puffers. They live unnaturally long lives and have an unhealthy obsession with romance. They told me about how my parents fell in love. My father grew my mother a garden on the other side of the lake near the grove. The pufferfish fixes you with a long stare and lets out a long stream of bubbles. Aster's face turns a dark shade of green. He thinks you and I are a good match and wants us to make it official. Is that so? I guess we'll have to talk about that later. Kian, you're going to make my petals fall. As you and your friends enjoy the garden, you swim over to Saren, and he turns to you and grin and shows you a beautiful shell in his hands. Hit the jackpot. This is a Tempest mollusk. They're only found in the lake Timpatua, and they only produce a pearl once every 100 years. Gently touch the pearl with the tip of your finger, and bubbles burst around you. Whoa, is that supposed to happen? I'd say the likelihood that you're definitely cursed now is pretty high. You roll your eyes and offer the shell back to Saran, but he closes your fingers around it, and he pushes it back toward you. Keep it. A little souvenir to remember me by. Thanks for showing us this to us, Saran. I feel like I'm getting the true Merfolk VIP experience. Well, of course. Breaking rules for a fun guest with good fashion taste? I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. Interrupted by a voice echoing through the water. What are you all doing over there? That area is off limits. Let's hightail out of here. Laughing, you all swim quickly away, leaving the magical reef behind. Alright, you and your friends swim playfully through the bed of lake weeds that rise up high above you, easily losing sight of each other in the thick canopy. Swim through a thick cluster of lakeweed and swim straight into Aster, who is trapped at thick tendrils of lake vine. Looks like the plants here aren't the most friendly. I wouldn't say that. I believe they're playing some kind of game with me. They keep giggling no matter how much I tell them to let go. Kiss her, untangle her. I feel like I'm going to eventually untangle her, so I mean, I'm not gonna miss the opportunity. Kiss Aster gently and her eyes flutter shut, the veins on her face lighting up. What was that for? Just can't resist you when you look so cute. You press your lips to her again and slide your arms around her waist, pulling her closer. When you and Aster are finally free of the lake weeds, she smiles, the flowers in her hair glowing softly. I'm glad you're here. The merfolk were telling me about this wonderful cove nearby. I don't know when I'll get another chance to see it. Thought we could go together and take a look. I haven't gotten enough alone time with you tonight. And have I mentioned how wonderful you look? It's been all I could think about. Oh. Sometime alone with you does sound nice. Aster gives you a big smile and you glance through the weeds, spotting each of your friends. Sneak off with one of your friends to get some alone time together. I'll sneak off with Aster, Shreya, no one. Aster! Please. Hey everyone, I did have to cut out yet another scene. I apologize. It is definitely not for the faint of heart. So if you guys want to see that scene, there will be a link in the description, but I'm just warning you, once again, your discretion is 100% advised. I mean, you look at it, I've given you a warning, alright? There will be a warning at the beginning of the video if you want to opt out as well, just in case anybody accidentally clicks the link. After the party is ended, you return to your dorm. That party was brilliant, but my thighs are killing me. If the merfolk had legs, their glutes would be godlike, I'm telling you. Tell me about it. I can't wait to crawl into bed. Tree spins the dial on the door and steps to her room. As you reach the dial, you're interrupted by a loud banging in the common room door. You open it and Apple storms into the room with a scowl. Alice, what were you doing here? I missed you at the party. Wait. I want to change my clothing again. I'm sorry, that clothing just looks ridiculous. Okay, I can't even. It won't even let me. That was just tonight. You don't have to explain. When you keep asking Alma about our mother, it was obvious that all you cared about was her. Not Gemma, not working on controlling our powers, not anything else. Are you seriously mad at me for being curious about our mom? So what if I am? She's not worth our time. Alice, yes, she is. You seriously need to relax. Clearly the party would have been good for you. Maybe you wouldn't be biting my head off. Maybe if you hadn't gone, you'd actually listen to me. Alice steps closer to you, eyes blazing, anger wells up in your chest. You have people to save, Kian. Everything else has to take a back seat. You said Alice's magic spike as his anger grows. His rage slams into you, and you struggle to resist it, but it overwhelms you and your own anger starts to simmer. Atlas, you need to calm down. Your magic's out of control. Don't tell me what to do. Another wave of anger washes over you, seeing fades. Shut up, go away, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't know. Surges around you, and you strain to hold it back. Your previous choices caused you to hold back your anger. Thank God. Atlas, please. I don't want to hurt you. The power continues to grow, fueled by Atlas's anger until it's too much. I can't. A tendril of red magic bursts from your hand and slices across Atlas's side before you can rein it back in. No! It's too late. Atlas grabs his side, clutching the bloody wound. Atlas, oh my god, are you okay? This meets your gaze weakly and lets out another groan. What did you do? Did I just kill Atlas? His eyes slip shut as he collapses, blood still pouring from his side. Atlas! Oh, of course. Of course it leaves me at a cliffhanger. God, my brother just has to die. What a jerk. And my cave crashed, I think. Okay, anyways, with that being said, it turns out I killed my brother. Once again, apologies for cutting out one of the scenes, but I'm just saying, like I said, viewer discretion is heavily advised. I would not recommend that for even adults, and it was a bit overkill, I will say that. But if you do watch it, you will understand exactly what I mean. But watch it at your own discretion. Don't blame me if you watch it, all right? But with that all being said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a new episode from the series. We're actually getting close to catching up with the series in its entirety, which is really, really nice because I would like to be caught up before new episodes start coming out again. And my game actually really did crash. With that all said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's Keith for PGACD. Over and out.